All right, thank you guys so much. How you guys doing tonight? Round of applause if you're here with your partner. You're on a date. Make some noise if you're visiting Denver. Make some noise if you're visiting around town. A couple people, hell yeah. Round of applause if you've ever looked at your butthole in a mirror while you farted just to see what it would look like. Just like to check at all my shows. Well, about me, I've been training for the last couple of years to break a world record. Been trying to break a world record, but it turns out 17 feet is a long way to ejaculate, folks. And I've come a long way. Especially since I started spinning around like how the shot putters do in the Olympics. You know? I've had kind of a weird week. Last week I had a comedian accuse me of stealing a joke. Yeah, they accused me of stealing a joke from Chris Rock. Can you believe it? Thank you guys. A couple of years ago I got tested for autism. Not the funny part. And when you go in to get, you go to like to a shrink to get tested, that sort of thing, they ask you about your family, your life, and like, hey, you know, what do your parents do for work? And I was like, well, both my parents were actually engineers for their career. And they're like, that's perfect. We can just skip the first couple of pages. And then, you know, after it all was done, they told me that I did not, in fact, have autism. And I don't want to say that like I wish that I did. But it's kind of a bummer that I'm just this weird without there being a clinical explanation, you know? It's kind of hoping for that. I like to smoke weed. You guys a pot smoking crowd? Hell yeah, I've got free weed after the show. That's right, free weed. You just have to pay to talk to me about it. And it's $30 for 1/8 of talk to me about it. I got really high the other day. I got too high in the shower. I was so high in the shower, I was like, am I doing this right? You know, like bathing. And I thought back to when I was a kid and like my old man taught me how to bathe myself. And it was very brief. He was just like, you know, kind of wash your penis and your butthole. Don't take too long. Get in there, tiger, you know? So that's kind of what I've been operating on this whole time. So what I started doing recently is I've been inviting my wife to get in the shower with me, you know, kind of sexy-like. But really the whole time I'm just secretly taking notes. Like, yeah, she washes her hair with a different soap. She washes her face with a third soap. She washes her legs. Thank you guys. Sometimes I do that joke and the crowd laughs way too hard and then I feel self-conscious about how dirty I look. So that was great. You guys laughed just the right amount. I appreciate that. I just became a stepdad just recently to a parrot, to a macaw. I just got married, so now I'm going to inherit this bird. And I lived with this parrot for a couple years. Parrots are crazy creatures. They're smarter than dogs. And sometimes I'll do this joke, and someone will come up to me afterwards and be like, "Oh, is your parrot smarter than my dog?" Which, first off, this is the dumbest "my dad can beat up your dad" conversation ever. Secondly, the parrot can talk, so let me know when your dog can say Affleck, just like in the commercials. The other trick that the parrot does is it masturbates. Do any of y'all's pets do this? Maybe you're thinking, how does a bird even do that? Maybe that's what you're thinking, I don't know. And all I can say is it's very obvious. What she does is she puts her wing between her legs, and then she just starts grinding on it. She's really grinding on it, it's very sexual. And you're like, is she doing what I think she's doing? And about the time you have that thought, she'll be like, she like bites onto the cage for leverage. And then she comes and like all of her feathers stand up straight. You're just like looking at her. Like, I don't know if I should have watched that. But the parrot's always really nice to my wife, really mean to me, and I asked her why. I was like, hey, why is the bird so nice to you, so mean to me? She goes, well, in the wild, these birds are monogamous, they bond with someone. And she's like, and so it's bonded to me, and that's how I found out, guys, that I'm actually in a polyanimalist relationship. All right, thank you guys so much. That's my time. Give it over to your host.